Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jade Monkey. Today we're talking about the Jade skin picks for Rust Console Edition for the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, next generations, and everything in between. And today we're kind of doing like a state of the game to kind of give you guys an update as far as like what's going on out there, because I know a lot of people have come back and they're like, hey, the node situation's pretty dire. We're with you on that. Believe you me. So there is a fix in the works. And again, I hope by the time you see this, it's already implemented. But just so you know, if you're starting in the wipe or whatever, and you're like, man, the nodes are crazy bad right now, don't worry, it's not you. It's definitely a bug. So here's what we've been doing. You can still play, but I know if you kind of don't know this and you go into it, you're like, man, what's up with the game? It seems a little unbalanced. Well, you are correct. There's a bug. So what we've been doing is if you kind of go over by like some of the monuments that have cliff edges, or if you go over to like the satellite dish and then go check out like the cliff edges over there or like around it, you should see these pockets of nodes. And also in the snow biomes, basically look around the map. If you find a node pocket, mark it on your map, right? Or mentally, whichever. And so that way, like, the nodes will spawn there continuously and very, very close to each other. So that's how you kind of stay on top of things. And I know it's very broken, especially if people start to squat on those spots. But if you don't have access to those, somebody in the comments is gonna be like, "I hate that." I'd be like, "I'm sorry, that was a tactical cylinder." I know if you gee, that was so stinky. Peanut butter. So if you're having a hard time getting to stone nodes, which is kind of like the hard stop for us usually, what we have been doing is sometimes you can pop a T, like a wood T, or you can go out there with a chainsaw and a wood T and then go get yourself a ton of wood and then swap it out at the outpost for stone. That's one way to do it. I know a lot of people are like, bro, that ain't it. I was like, I know, it's not typically, but if you're in the streets of dire, it definitely is. So remember, the outpost, you can also buy metal scraps as well. Totally manufactured. Well, I guess they are, but like schmelted. That's what is that, 2050 for 250, or is it 25? Either way, so you can go check that out. Okay, so the next big piece that we're all waiting for is definitely our mode of transportation, which is horses. Still no official word, but typically if we're to follow historical stuff, it's going to be on PTB testing staging roughly in July. Hopefully it's sooner than that. And then we're also still waiting on official word from customs. Both of those things are coming this year. So hang tight. We don't know which one's coming first, but as I said before in previous videos, that if we got custom first, I don't think people would be that upset, right? Right? I mean, don't get me wrong, I want transportation, but I mean, I also want customs. I also want minis, but you know what I'm talking about. Anyways, okay, so let's get into the skin picks. So this one's interesting, ladies and gentlemen, because these are the repeats that everybody got to vote on, which is really, really cool. And we got these in a week after our other skin sets that just came in. So I'm going to go through the main sets here and kind of tell you what these prices are, because I already bought these a while ago. So we have the Shinobi Architecture set going for 1,930 Rust coins. The GHILLIE Scout going for 950 RC. We have the Desert Camo going for 450 RC. Then we have the Beach Blaster Arsenal going for 500 RC. Now, as far as I understand this, I believe these will stay here for 2 weeks, and then I believe next week, if the times are to be believed in the Discord, I think we'll get another skin set a week from today. So I know it's kind of confusing. So if you've kind of got the cheese for it, you know, maybe hang on to them, save them. That's kind of why we do the Jade skin picks, because I know not everybody has the scratch to be throwing down skins every time, because it gets pricey. I'm with you. So that's why we do the picks. So the picks are going to be green first, 1 and 2, and then orange, 1 and 2, to kind of give you like a nice breakdown. So, all right, let's go ahead and do the most expensive one, Shinobi Architecture. Now, this is the primary reason why I do Jade skin picks, because this one's a nice set. If you're in the market for it, I love deployables, don't get me wrong, beautiful set. But, you know, 20 bucks is a lot. So, for the first pick, the green first pick is going to be the sheet metal door. Here's why. Well, let's be honest, there's always a sheet metal door on your base at some point, right? Single pass-throughs, but here's the kicker. It glows. I know initially when this first came out, the glowing portion was not working correctly, so we honestly, a lot of people didn't get this at first because they're like, oh, it doesn't glow. But it definitely does. So this one's really nice because you're always going to use some type of door that opens and shuts very quickly. Single doors are very, very common, and it's nice to have this on the interior because with the terrain update, Night times or something. You're going to need lights or some type of runway lights to get you out of the base. And this is perfect. That fits that role. And this is going for 460 RC. I think all items in here are 460 RC. And so usually when you get about 2 of these, it's still a bargain. But once you're thinking about getting 3, then you're like, okay, maybe I should get the whole set. But that's entirely up to you. Okay, so the next green secondary pick here is the garage door, again, 460 RC. And this one also glows for the same reason as the single door. The garage door is definitely mid-tier to late game for sure, and this has the accent pieces making it very nice to navigate through the base. Now, this isn't going to illuminate your base. This is just going to help you navigate through it. But, you know, any light on the interior now, because this is how Rust nights are, you will welcome it with open arms. Believe you me. And for the secondary picks, or I should say the orange picks, I'm sorry, orange first pick is going to be the Furnace. This has a really nice glowing mouth that extends past when it's lit. It's very nice. I like having Furnaces as different skins because you can really help isolate. Like be like, hey, the Green Furnace has all the sulfur in it, stuff like that. So, again, 460 RC. I think it's all the detail in this set is beautiful for sure. So, I mean, just that alone can be worth the price tag. But again, 20 bucks is a lot. And for the second orange pick, it's going to be the box. There's no glowing accents here. This does have a nice red rope on the end because think about your loot rooms. Top, sides, and then the short sides are usually like good places to have glowing sections or identification or all of those things. So for that reason, that's the secondary orange pick. Okay, so let's move on to the GHILLIE Scout. Now this is by far the best buy. I know it's not the cheapest, but this is the most functional. For this one goes for 950 RC, but literally these are all standard BPs, and you can use these off the rip. You can literally put this on, craft it in your inventory, pick up some cloth, and then craft some of these, take a needle in a bush, and you are the bush. So for that reason, this one's so good. And I know a lot of people missed this initially, and they're like, man, I really want that. So I'm glad it came back. So the whole set's 950. My first pick for this, and again, honestly, I think you should probably get the whole set. But if you're going to break it down, the Burlap head wrap with the first green pick for 250 RC. Pretty self-explanatory. Very functional. And then I've got the Burlap Pants for the secondary pick for the green, which are going for 250 RC. Remember, these are all standard BPs. That makes it really nice. You don't need to mess around. You literally just collect cloth and start crafting, and you're good to go. And then the secondary, or I should say the orange first pick, is going to be the hide poncho. And it has this little accent piece on the side of the shoulder, which is really nice. That goes for 300 RC. The most expensive out of the whole set, if I'm not mistaken. And then I have, for the orange secondary pick, is going to be the burlap shirt for 250 RC. And again, these two go together. That's why orange is like, these two are in the orange bracket. But honestly, you should probably, if you've got the scratch and you want some functional skins for your person, this is definitely like a great buy. I think it's a great buy all around because it's so good. Yeah, I love this one. It's fantastic. And obviously the shoes look great. Burlap shoes. They're basically just little wraps. And burlap gloves. Same thing. And you can always still throw this in on other accent pieces too, like if you go mid-tier to late game. Nice. Okay, so on to the next set here. We have the Desert Camo. This is probably the best buy as far as price if you're in the market for Desert Camo. Again, very functional. And if you don't have these types of camo sets or whatever, definitely, and you're in the market for, what is it, the LR and the A.K.A, the A.K.As, this is definitely a good set. Again, going for 450, definitely a steal. So for my first pick, I usually keep these paired together. So I'm going to say the hoodie first. That goes for, sorry, I'm trying to reference my notes here because I already bought these. I got to make sure I have the right price. This goes for 100 RC. Again, no glowing accents, very functional. If you live in the desert, this is definitely a good buy. That's the green first pick. This will be the green secondary pick for the pants. These are pants, not to be confused with burlap, and this goes for 95 RC. So if you have these two in the green tier, you're definitely set for just standard camo. And then for the orange tier, orange first pick is going to be the metal chest plate for 100 RC. And then the metal face plate for 100 RC. And again, if you're kind of like picking these as like a combo, you should probably think about the combo in this case, like the bundle rather. Okay, on to the next piece here. We have the Beach Arsenal going for, let me make sure I have this right, 500 RC, definitely reasonable here. And for the first pick, because this is rarity, it's going to be the bolt action. So the green first pick right here is the bolt action. Let me make sure I have the right price for 120 RC. Makes it look like a toy. No glowing accents here. And then the second green pick is going to be the M249. It makes it also look like a toy gun. Pretty funny. No glowing accents there. And now for the orange first pick is going to be the rocket launcher. Going for 120 RC. By the way, the M249 was 120 as well. And then the orange secondary pick is going to be the MP5. Just because that's very common mid to late game, is it not? The MP5 is quite jammy. It's a nice little dress down for it, right? Dress up, dress up. So there you go. That's the Jade skin picks. That's what we have so far. Hopefully these updates come through very quickly and we get some more information as to like what's coming down the pipeline here for us. If it's going to be horses, customs, and at what time would be fantastic. So hopefully you guys have a fantastic wipe, and we'll see you guys in the next live stream / video. Love you. Bye.